Peace. Bronzebird. Make sure you like and subscribe. So today I just want to have a regular conversation. I'm not expecting to dig deep into these issues or matters, but it becomes really plain to me that a lot of men will see and usually ignore the red flags of the woman that they're dealing with from a mile away and continuously fall into infatuation. Notice that I don't say love. Infatuation with a woman, thus giving into having a child with them, and then the man being surprised that the woman isn't as the same as she used to be. It's a lot of brothers on YouTube or other sites in general who's making commentary of men understanding who they're sleeping with, especially this commentary I'm going to be making away and assessing on Kanye West as he deals with these legal proceedings and all these problems he has with Miss Kim Kardashian West. And before I begin, I've sensed this ever since they started going out and started being in a courtship, primarily around 2011. Um, I was going to say fan, but that's not the appropriate word. I did not have a positive view on Miss Kim Kardashian ever since her inception into the media world. That's thus usually being probably around the time of 2003 or 2005. I believe it's 2005 because then it came into the whole thing of the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm speaking from a very surface level today. I believe that men need to be very careful on the type of woman they're dealing with. Kanye is a prime example of sitting up there turning a hoe into a housewife. He didn't learn his lesson and now he has to pay the benefits for it. I mean, honestly, if you look at the chronological timeline of Kim Kardashian and all the men she done dealt with thus far, I mean, honestly, it's looking like a train wreck waiting to happen. I mean, honestly, like, really think about this for a second, fellas. Kim Kardashian got her start with a sex tape from Ray J. Okay, from Ray J moved over to her coming out with this series with her family, keeping up with the Kardashians. Everybody knowing that the Kardashians usually likes black phallus and likes dealing with so-called black men. It's probably only one that doesn't like dealing with so-called black men. Then after that, these numerous NFL players, one of them I believe she married and then got divorced within in a couple of months, not even a full year. Then for whatever reason, Kanye picked up on that. Kanye decided, hey, I want to deal with this lady, this, that, and the third, and make this shorty someone I want to take serious. And I understand probably behind the scenes, it was about two forces coming together. Kim Kardashian being a big asset in the entertainment industry and Kanye West being a big asset in the music industry, thus creating a power couple, which I believe was a fake relationship. This was probably a narrative being played out. And now he's starting to reap. Well, Kim Kardashian is coming out on top because she's reaping the benefits of being able to be with Kanye. Kanye is losing in this manner. I don't have a lot to say, but I want to make this a conversation about men need to stop thinking with their phallus and start thinking with their brain. Of course, y'all sit up there and say, oh, Kim Kardashian has such a big butt and this, that, and the third. But as a man, really think about that for a second. As we're in an age of technology with people who's engaging in narcissism, hedonism, who believe that them doing things like showing themselves online naked is appropriate. And to see that, I mean, Kim Kardashian putting up a new little selfie on Instagram a couple of years back, and then Kanye acting all soft-spoken like, baby, you didn't have to do that. And honestly, I say that to brothers. If your woman is doing that online, she doesn't respect you. She doesn't respect you. I don't understand why you brothers get so caught up in your woman and the figure she has, especially women, using social media to be their new age fathers, to be their new age boyfriends. You understand? Brothers don't get that. They don't understand that. They don't respect that. You know, it's sad to see because these women that is with you for the glams and the glitz. They're not with you because they take you seriously. They're just with you as a show, as a prop, to sit up there and say, "Hey, I settled down with such and such, but I'm still gonna show myself on social media being a whore and being a narcissist." So let's have a conversation about this video. I'll give commentary on it. I already know there was a couple of people, or a good amount of people, that chimed in on the whole entire thing that happened with Kanye in his car talking. But we're gonna have a conversation on this, and I'll give my commentary along the way. So, Pete.
Yeah, I'm just wishing my daughter a public happy birthday. I wasn't allowed to know where her party was. There's nothing legal. They're saying that these are the kind of games that's being played. At the light, it's the kind of thing that really has affected my health for the longest. And I'm just not playing. I'm taking control of my narrative this year. I'm being the father, the best father, the yay version of a father. And I'm not finna let this happen.
And you know what's really crazy about this? I don't know why this comes into my head, but it reminds me of when he did that song with was it Cider Prince, 2 Chainz, and a couple of other, Big Sean and a couple of other rappers. That song Click, back in I believe 2011, 2012. He made that little rap lyric. He was like, my shorty famous all from a home movie. I mean, goddamn, Kanye, like this is an intellectual brother. And of course I understand he's an asset to the music industry. I get that. He's only a puppet for what they want him to do. And the thing about it is, teaming up with Kim Kardashian was just mainly a bigger up and on a profile of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Now, my thing about it is like, it's very questionable about who Kim Kardashian is and the families she associates with. And a lot of people gave into the fact of the matter that her mother was nothing more but a whoremonger, because of the fact of the matter that she allowed her daughter to be on that sex tape or whatever, a whole bunch of stuff that happened. But then, y'all ever seen that episode on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, that they have a clip of it on Instagram? You could see it on Instagram. I don't know how old it is, but they were sitting around a table eating I was about to say a fetus. That's not what it was. It was some type of weird part that they was eating it, and they roasted it, and then came out the aluminum foil. If y'all remember what I'm talking about, drop it in the comment section. But that lets you know that this chick is evil. And I mean, Kanye has some evil wickedness of his own, especially recently with that whole entire monkey photo. It symbolizes something. You understand? It symbolizes something. If I could dig into that, I will. But for the time being, you're dealing with an evil woman. And I mean, honestly, it is the industry. So the whole entire industry is evil in general. But goddamn, you didn't understand that Shorty was using you? I mean, you already said it in that, made a tweet back in 2017, 2018 when that movie Get Out came out. And he was like, everybody knows that that movie was about me. That Kim Kardashian was supposed to be playing the so-called white woman, and Kanye was supposed to be playing the so-called black dude. I mean, brothers. Now going back on the surface level, I've made a couple of videos allowing y'all to assess. Be careful with the type of women you're dealing with. There's women are definitely beautiful. They have their uses, but today in society, man, you gotta be careful who you bumping into. That goes for both parties, but specifically, I want to make this targeted towards relationships, since a lot of brothers and a lot of these women spend their time making commentary on about relationships. Not really proving shit, but you know.
In real time, take a slight right turn onto I-405 right here, North. Chicago. Happy birthday! I love you, and I'm just putting this online because I need y'all support. I didn't call Kim, text the nannies. I got on the.
What support are you gonna get from some random fans of yours and probably a couple of people? What are they gonna do? They're gonna repost this video and say, you know, protect Kanye at all costs, hashtag Kim Kardashian bad mother, hashtag yay father, and this, that, and the third. I'm gonna make a series on this because I've told people time and time again, do not become entrenched in the internet portal. Don't. I mean, a lot of what you see today on social media, and I make this a very good point to say, a lot of people on social media are using social media for nothing more but a soapbox. I've seen too many times brothers have gone online and said, my baby mama's a bitch. My baby mama's this. My baby mama's that. The baby mama responds back and say, you ain't shit. This, that, and the third. I told you about the custody of your kid. And now the child becomes weaponized between a man and a woman. I mean, you see this all the time. And then of course you have brothers that's probably a bachelor, they ain't got no kids, and saying, see, my friend deals with this, I don't want to have no kids. Or they'll take it to the extreme and view all women as bitches. You understand? You have to make a mark on exactly you want out of life, man. That's the only thing I can teach you. That's the only thing I could advise, because this merit of the dating field now, the dating circuit in this day and age, I wouldn't recommend it for a lot of men, especially if you're marriage minded or you looking to go ahead and settle down. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you can't find a woman, but it's going to be very hard for a lot of you brothers, especially you younger brothers that's about 17 to about 25. It's going to be hard for y'all.
Phone with Tristan. He said, he asked Chloe, won't nobody give me the address to my daughter's birthday party right now? And that's going to imprint in her mind that I wasn't there for her. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was supposed to be in Miami recording my album. My whole schedule is all based around me being able to take my kids to school, me being there for them.
And I mean, honestly, the video paused, but you know, honestly, those are the sacrifices you have to make when you have a child. It's just not one of those sort of things where you used to be able to go up in the studio or care more about your profession before you had to care about somebody else. That's a factor in it. And like I said, I will always debate this. Kanye could have saved himself from this situation alone. I've already had a negative view on Kim Kardashian in general, but Kanye could have saved himself. I mean, I understand the publicists and this, that, and the third got involved. They figured, hey, you know what? Let's spin this narrative about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West coming together. The KK. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, think about that for a second. Psychologically, think about that for a second. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West. If you take the fact of the matter, the first three Ks of it, Kim Kardashian, Kanye, KKK. I mean, honestly, I'm just saying it's something I think about. I mean, it might not mean anything, but it's just something very interesting. You know, this narrative being played out in which Kanye seems to be on the losing end of this whole entire situation because of the kids. I mean, first kids, dealing with one kid is a handful, but then dealing with two or three. And then the fact of the matter that you guys are having legal issues in your marriage. And I mean, honestly, in my opinion, you know, Kim Kardashian was getting tired of Kanye. Kanye with his psych episodes, the fact of the matter, he needs a lot of help. He's not psychologically well. And this is why I make a lot of the series geared towards so-called Black men to express you have to take care of your mental health, especially when you're dealing with another woman who is the mother of your child, because things get serious out here. And you have a lot of these dudes on social media that's looking over to the so-called godfather of YouTube or the so-called godfather of this, these random commentators, pseudo dating coaches, PUAs, and looking for a reason to demean women for the fact of the matter they can't deal with real life issues. Then they take it to the extreme and say, because it might have been a little frivolous argument in the kitchen while the children was upstairs sleeping or playing video games. Oh, I decided to kill the mother of my child and the children. I couldn't deal with life anymore. Then I pulled the gun out on myself. Brothers, the whole point is you gotta find a way of being content over here. There's no reason to be stressing. There's no reason to be all upset and wrapped up in arms. Women are gonna be women. You have to have the understanding women could change at any time. And they're not gonna stay stagnant to you. It's not gonna be one of those sort of things where a woman is really gonna stay in a committed relationship with you without even thinking about seeing another man. Dealing with Pete Davidson, he's a bachelor. I think the dude is just as psychologically messed up as Kanye is. You understand? He used to deal with Ariana Grande. I mean, look, listen, man. The only thing I could ever say is y'all gotta understand what y'all dealing with. And Kim Kardashian wants to be able to be a hoe again. Back in the 40s, she probably felt like Kanye was being too possessive. and he was doing all these things to not let her be free. And then because the fact of the matter he has mental issues, the fact of the matter is she didn't want to deal with that after a while. It got tiring. So are you up for that, men? Are you up for dealing with a woman you see yourself having a child with, but you've already recognized the flags that she used to be a 304? Are you ready for that? Are you ready to take on those responsibilities of dealing with all these finances and all these sacrifices when you go ahead and you lay down with that woman and you spawn a child, let alone 2 or 3? What was in your court, man? And we're gonna move on to this other video that I saw today. I wanted to make a little bit of a commentary on this because this proves exactly what I'm talking about. The fact of the matter is you gotta be very careful when it comes to these situations once you become a father in this damn society. And I mean, yes, you can use social media as a talking point and evidence that the woman in this, that, and third. In my opinion, I don't agree with taking things to social media. I think it's one of those sort of things that you should handle by the court. You go ahead and you pick up stuff like this on video in order to make a judgment call and to let the judge see it so that they can sit up there and say, you're putting the child in dangerous conditions and such and such. Don't put it on social media. No one gives a fuck about the stuff that you put on social media but you. And the thing about it is, people are going to watch. People are going to sit up there and say, wow, that's crazy and blah, blah, blah. But what does it really help for you? You understand?
I guess this is a living room. And she hasn't been here in days to feed my kids. My kids had to walk to my auntie's house to call me while I was at work to come and save them.
Oh, that's foul.
Raw meat on the floor.
That is foul, bro.
This is a kitchen.
Oh my God, bro.
And ain't that crazy? The video about the pause, but ain't that crazy? This girl probably was one of those shorties out there that was a hoe when you met her. I mean, you could tell a lot by anybody based on how they keep their house kept. You know what I'm saying? They keep their house a mess. That probably means that their life is a mess. We all know this. People out there that want to sit up there and talk about they got everything together, but sleeping on a damn mattress without anything on it.
I have money. They take so many fathers just throughout America. They've been taking the fathers out the homes purposely. So I'm speaking up. I'm using.
And we went back to this video real quick. It just went, it loaded back up. But let's get back into this conversation about the narrative that Kanye West is talking about right now.
I have money. They take so many fathers just throughout America. They've been taking the fathers out the homes purposely. So I'm speaking up. I'm using my voice.
This is all a smokescreen. He's really talking about himself. My thing about it is when we come to this conversations about fathers being taken out the household, a lot of that is bullshit. I'm not going to sit up there and say it didn't happen. I'm not going to sit up there and say the government did not have no maniacal plan to take the so-called black men out the household. But let's really discuss this in detail, shall we? A lot of you men are not responsible when it comes to even dealing with a woman, let alone having a child. You will abandon that child. You will not take care of that child. And a lot of these children will grow up in disarray. The men will become unfathomable, become unfavorable and degenerates to society, engaging in the game culture, engaging in being a simp for the woman, or becoming a homosexual. That's what will usually happen. Now, Kanye came out of a 2-parent household. But the thing about it is, yes, I give it the fact of the matter, he's doing what he needs to do as a father. He feels frustrated at this point. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these stories and a lot of these different things, we can't use that as a talking point all the time, fellas. We can't. We can't use that. That's because that's going to go into the narrative that, oh, the so-called white man ruined it for me. We get it. The so-called black man is at the bottom of the totem pole. We get that. We understand that. Ignore all these divestors. Ignore all these pink pill, these low-life loser-ass women that say all that dumb shit online. Brothers, let's get to the point. We should, if it's okay, maybe your mom could teach you how to have a father figure. Well, not teach you, but make sure it's important that the man has a father figure whether it be a stepdad, uncle, grandfather, this, that, and the third. It's very important, even if the removal of the father is not in the home intentionally, the mother can only do what she can do. But it's very up to you within a certain age. We're not going to play this victim shaming game. We're going to hold ourselves accountable. We're going to sit up there and say, hey, yeah, I was raised without a father, but I'm going to make sure that if I have a child, I'm going to be the best father that I can be. And it's not a lot of men that's going to think like that. Trust me. It's not a lot of men that's going to think like that. They're going to figure, hey, well, my father abandoned me, so I might as well do the same thing to the woman I'm going to get with. My child ain't going to see him. Screw that. I'll pay the child support, or I won't pay the child support. A lot of psychological things happens to children when they don't have their fathers. But we're not going to always blame it on the father being taken out the home. Because at the same time, the government knows that, and the government is sitting up there saying, here go you Negroes making excuses.
Just say, this ain't gonna keep happening, this narrative is not gonna happen. It's a lot of people that's not in a position where they ain't got no voice when people be playing games like this, baby mamas be playing games, the grandmama be playing games like this, and it's like, as y'all know, they ain't finna play like that.
Kanye need to stop all that talk.
And she has me on child support, and none of my money is going to my children, as you see.
And that's the thing. The mother knows that she's going to get away with the child support. You're just one that has to sit up there and gives into what her wants are. That's the only thing that happened. She doesn't give a damn about those kids. And that's the thing that's happening now. A lot of people just feel like, oh yeah, I got a kid, but I'm still going to do me like I didn't have children. I mean, it's a couple people that see the video. I think a couple of people made a commentary about this video that happened a long time ago about how this woman who claims it was a joke sat there and talked about how she wants to call CPS, or how she wants to get CPS called on her because she wants all her 7 children taken away so she can go ahead and live her best life. This is a reality situation, fellas. But what are you going to do? That's all I have to ask to the brothers. Peace.